All right, let's talk about something huge, artificial intelligence. But we're going to do it in a kind of unexpected way, through a Disney movie. Let's dive in and see how a story about a time traveling orphan can actually help us understand the future of technology.
This is a question a lot of us are asking, right? Especially if you're a parent or a teacher. AI can feel, well, pretty overwhelming. And so many of the stories we see are all about dystopian futures. But what if we could flip that script and start the conversation from a place of optimism instead?
Okay, so why this movie? What makes this animated film such a great way to kick off this very conversation? Think about most sci fi movies. It's all about rogue robots and scary warnings. But Meet the Robinsons, it does something totally different. It's really a story about our own potential, about creativity, and this is a big one, about how failure is just part of the process. That's why it's such a perfect constructive place to start.
So, where's the AI in a movie about a kid who travels through time? Well, let's actually take a look at the wild tech we see in the Robinsons world. What's so cool is the contrast you see right away. On one hand, you've got these hilarious, super helpful gadgets, like a gun that literally shoots out peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But on the other hand, you've got Doris, a robotic bowler hat that is absolutely bent on revenge. And that right there perfectly shows us something really important about AI in the real world. The tech itself, it's not good or bad. It all comes down to the people behind it, our choices, our intentions, our values. It's a tool, and this story shows us how that tool can be used for something amazing or something not so amazing. Okay, so how do we take what we see in the movie and actually connect it to real world AI? Well, we can use this really simple framework. Think of it like four different lenses to help us look a little closer while we're watching. These lenses are what help turn a fun movie night into a really cool learning moment, getting us to think a bit more critically about all the tech we see on screen. So, our first lens is AI literacy. This is just about getting curious. When you see that PB&J gun, you can ask, "Hey, how would that even work? What kind of instructions would it need? How would it know the difference between peanut butter and jelly?" It's like taking a peek under the hood. Next up, we've got AI ethics. This lens is all about the human side of things. I mean, think about Doris, the evil hat. She didn't just pop out of nowhere, right? She was an invention that got rejected and tossed aside. So we can ask, what was her creator's responsibility here? What were the real consequences of that decision? Lens number three is AI fluency. This one's pretty simple. Is the technology actually helping, or is it just hurting? Is that automatic sandwich maker really making life easier, or is it just making a huge mess? It's about thinking, is this tool actually doing the job it was meant to do? And our last lens, AI development, ties right into the movie's main message. You know how the Robinsons are always celebrating their failures? It's because they see it as part of creating something new. This lens gets us thinking, how do we build a better future? How do we make tech that helps people be more creative and solve actual problems? Now, this movie is an amazing way to start a conversation, but we have to remember, it's still a movie. So let's take a second to separate what's real from what's pure Hollywood magic. Look, to make a great story, filmmakers have to simplify things or even exaggerate them. And knowing that is a huge part of being media literate. It helps us spot the common myths about AI that, let's be honest, often come straight out of the movies. Here's the absolute biggest difference. In the movie, Doris becomes this truly self-aware, evil AI with her own agenda. In the real world, AI doesn't have feelings or goals. It can't get angry. Like experts always say, AI is really just a bunch of math. Any harm we see from AI systems, that comes from us, from biased data we feed it, or from the unethical ways we decide to use it. So when the credits roll and you've thought about all this, what's the one big idea you should really hang on to? The really important thing here is that Meet the Robinsons isn't really a story about technology taking over. It's a story that puts the focus right back on us, the people. It's a fantastic reminder that we're the ones in the driver's seat. We're the inventors, the creators, the ones who get to decide what our future looks like. And, of course, the movie's motto, which actually came from Walt Disney himself, just says it all. Keep moving forward. It's all about resilience, staying optimistic, and always learning. And honestly, that's the perfect mindset for figuring out how to approach something as new and complex as AI.
So in the end, the movie leaves us with this really powerful question. It's not about trying to guess what AI is going to do to us. It's about deciding what we want to do with it. And, well, that's a conversation that's absolutely worth having.